Well, it's been a while, boys and girls. We've had a few matches called off due to the weather, but here we are at Pack Meadow. Coventry Sphinx back in action against Coleshill Town, and it's another new start for the Colemen, hiring their fourth permanent manager of the season in Craig Nichols, arriving from Bromsgrove Sporting. For Coventry Sphinx, a few changes in the team, and also some new personnel being drafted in over this weather-enforced break. So, really, it could well be a clean start for both teams, a clean slate for both teams. So let's get you into the starting lineup, kicking off with your Coventry Sphinx starting lineup. Starting for the Sphinx today, number 1, Keelan Fallows, 2, Joe Percy, 3, Finley Shorrock, number 4, Alfonso Castellano, number 5, William Ejengwele, 6, Lewis Guest, number 7, Ashton Namolda, number 8, Captain Callum Woodward, 9, Matty Shipman, 10 is Jack Redhead, and number 11, Tyler Haddow. Substitutes with the red and greens, with the red and royal blues, I should say, today. Number 12, Luke Downs, 14, Alex Locke, 15, Leo Wood, 16, Callum Whiteside, and 17, James Bryson. And for Coleshill Town this afternoon, number 1, Lewis Fenny, 2, Vidal Hendrickson, 3, Oscar Tong, 4, Gio Dainty, 5, Harry Higginson, 6, Dom Perkins, 7, George Washburn, number 8, Alex Tompkinson, number 9 is Jonathan Letford, 10, Sam Fitzgerald, and number 11, Chris Cowley. Substitutes for the Colemen, number 12, Luke Keane, 14, Jack Whelan, 15 is Brett Lloyd, 16, Aon Abbas, and number 17, Adrian Gayamira. As we mentioned, Coventry Sphinx in their changed strip of red and navy hoops. And it's Coleshill Town in white shirts with blue shorts and socks this afternoon. A pivotal point of the season for both of these teams. Coleshill currently in 14th, still dreaming of a late push towards the playoffs. Coventry Sphinx know that with teams around them starting to pick up points, they have to do the same after a very tough January. Neither team dare lose this match. And it's going to be Coventry Sphinx kicking off from left to right. Here we go. And an early touch on the ball for Castellano, who seems to be playing in an anchoring midfield role. Castellano has, of course, played for Coventry Sphinx before, coming on as a substitute against Rugby Town way back when, but has suffered with injuries. Matty Shipman looking for a drive into the penalty area from the left-hand side, but already drifted over the white line for a throw-in. And there will be an early throw-in for Coleshill Town, level with their own penalty area. Henriksen, sent back where he came from by William Ejengwele. Higginson, his header towards Gio Dainty, who knocks over his old teammate in Jack Redhead. Dangerous position, a couple of yards outside the penalty area. Dainty making his intention known that he wanted to return to Coleshill after the defeat to Spalding. At that time, Coleshill were managed by his long-term teammate Paul Hathaway. The decision was made. It was described by the club as one of the toughest decisions the club's ever had to make. And they parted company with Paul Hathaway to bring in Craig Nichols. Well, Ashton Namolda is standing over it on loan from Solihull Moors, has also played for Coleshill Town in his young career and does like the odd free kick. Can he start his Coventry career within the first 2 minutes with a goal? He's going to have a go, and it's a little too high for Ashton's liking. We'll restart with the goal kick. Of course, we won't be talking about the Coventry City match, or the latest score from the Coventry City match today, is of course the Sky Blues, who also beat Coleshill 3-0 in the Birmingham Senior Cup recently. They drew 1-1 at Sheffield Wednesday last night, a late equaliser enforcing a replay at the CBS on what we believe to be the 6th of February. Shipman having his arm held by Don Perkins. It's played down the right-hand side by Joe Percy, but referee says nothing doing. The throw-in to be Taken by Tong is to be taken a little further down line than Tong anticipated. Tong plays a 1-2 with Fitzgerald. Close down by Ashton DeMorder, but cleared. And as far as Guess, head back where it came from. Rodgers onto the head of Cowley, sent high to the sky by Guess, but it wasn't necessary as when Cowley received the ball, he was in an offside position about 10 yards into Sphinx territory. Lewis Guest, the vice-captain, to launch it towards the danger zone from inside his own half. Paired up with William Edgingwale at the back once again today. Guest floated towards Matty Shipman, and beyond his own goalkeeper by Dom Perkins, but it's just kept in by Hendrickson, prevents it from going for an early corner. Some defensive miscommunication between Perkins and Fenny. Dainty. And his head back to Washburn, forcing Washburn to poke it out into the practice goals on the far side of the field, so Fenny Shark will take the throw up to Shipman. Surrounded by white shirts, looking to roll it for Castellano, but there was no communication there, and even so, Castellano is a Spaniard, still trying to come to terms with the lingo. It's eventually put out on that far side level with the penalty area for Kozul's throw, with Vino Hendrickson on the ball. Looking for a long run up Hendrickson towards Letford. Back where it came from, and off balance. Higginson sliced it out deep into his own half. So Shark, the left back, will start again with the throw. Plays a 1-2 with Castellano. Tried to switch it, blocked by Letford, and for a throw in exactly the same position as the previous attempt. Right up on the chest of Shipman. Higginson behind him. Just a clearance as far as Fenny Shark. It's back to him, but now cleared as far as Edgingwale. Letford makes the block. Castellano brings it down. Chips it left for Shipman, and he was just a little too late to it. And via the studs, it's out for a throw-in halfway into Coleshill turf on the right side. 5 minutes gone at Pack Meadow. Coleshill Town 0, Coventry Sphinx 0. It has been Sphinx with the better of possession thus far. Of course, it's very early days. Mind of the new signings brought in by Sean Thomas and John Woodward. The most notable would likely be that of Tyler Haddo, who has had a plethora of goals in various colours, the likes of Barrow and Coventry United, to name a few, Highgate, excuse me, and of course Ashton the Moulder on loan from Solihull Moors, as well as his Solihull Moors teammate, Leo Wood, who is on the bench, as De Moulder gets stuck in there immediately on Oscar Tong, and the free kick taken quickly by Tompkinson. Plays a 1-2 with Fitzgerald. Perkins floats it along towards the edge of the penalty area. Good header away by Percy. Tompkinson keeps it alive. Tong. Tompkinson looking for options right. Just finds Higginson in time, but he swipes it over to the right of the field. No one home except for Finley Shark, and now tries to play it over the back line for Haddo. Haddo will chase, out comes Finley. Haddo pokes it past him. He's taken out by the goalkeeper, and the referee has given a free kick right on the corner of the box. But the question is, what will happen to Fenny? Referee surrounded by players in red and white. And Fenny is going to receive a card. Should only be a yellow, indeed it is. Well, no doubt that Fenny was going for the ball, but it does make it any less painful for Haddo. It was a great dart from Tyler Haddo to get there in time and just tap it past Fenny. Callum Woodward standing over it after Demolder's previous attempt. Guest waiting at the far post. Could it be a floater rather than a strike? Woodward and tipped over well. Lewis Fenny getting his fingertips to it over the bar. Vital intervention from the Colemen number 1. And we'll need a new match ball. It was a pretty ferocious strike from Callum Woodward. It's a good job goalkeepers these days have gloves which have strong material on the back of the fingers to prevent the fingers from bending back. As a former goalkeeper myself, I can tell you that does not tickle when it happens to you. Well, one set piece down for Woodward. He's got to go again with the corner kick following that great save from Fenny. Towards edge and Gway's been held back and Guest over the woodwork. Lewis Guest still looking for his first goal of the season. Oh, if you haven't been looking at the FA Cup scores so far, you'll want to hear about this. The final score at Portman Road, second place championship team Ipswich Town losing against Maidstone United. Maidstone United are through to the 5th round. They play at step 2 of the non-league pyramid. So congratulations to everyone at Maidstone. And today there are a few 3 o'clock kickoffs. Everton taking on Luton, Leeds against Plymouth, Leicester take on Birmingham, Sheffield United against Brighton. And then later on, it's Fulham versus Newcastle. Tyler Haddow suckers in another foul, this time from Dainty, sticking a leg out and tripping the new signing. That's exactly what he's there to do. Well, so far, the signing of Haddow has worked out beautifully. He's been drawing in the attention of the Coleshill defenders. And drawing the fouls too. Callum Woodward in towards Lewis Guest, too low, and it's an easy header away by Perkins. Tong. And now the chase is on for Cowley. Looks to switch the play over to Fitzgerald. Cut out well by Castellano. Hooks it back into the midfield. Hendrickson. Now Tomkinson. Vidal Hendrickson. Chance to cross for Alex Tomkinson. Forced away from the box by Castellano. He snatched the ball away from him too. Great work from the Spanish midfielder. Shot. Pumps it upfield towards Matty Shipman. Shipman ducks past Higginson, I should say. And it's Tom Perkins out. We've got Hendrickson, Higginson and Tomkinson. There's a lot of sons around. Redhead. Forced over the line. Good pressure on show from Coleshill Town, not allowing the break down the left. And also key to say what's going on around the grounds in the pitching in Northern Premier League Midlands. And there have already been 2 early goals. Shepshed Dynamo lead at Anstey and Quorn are 1-0 up at Sporting Cowser. There's the throw-in from Hendrickson, who's nodded straight out by Edginguele. No nods defending from the former Coventry City centre-back. Also played for Dundee later in his career, as well as the sadly now seemingly defunct Nuneaton Borough. Of course, we send our best wishes to everyone at Nuneaton. We played in the Birmingham Senior Cup earlier in the season. Clearly offside against Ashton and Mulder. Haddow's not offside, and this time Haddow is beaten to the ball. Does make contact with Lewis Fenny, so maybe lucky not to be on the receiving end of a free kick there. Percy. He's looking to chip it towards Jack Redhead and thumped away by Higginson. Guest will see it coming and fire it out under pressure from Letford. Coleshill knocking on the door of the Sphinx penalty area. We've had 12 minutes at Pack Meadow. It's still scoreless, but at the moment, Coventry Sphinx are looking good. The changes seem to be working. Coleshill obviously still in the infancy of their new era with Craig Nichols. Only one training session so far for the new manager, so it's maybe a tad early to expect mass changes for Coleshill Town. Nichols still learning about his group. Shark rolls it left for Hannah, tried to knock it back for Matty Shipman, but cut out by Tompkinson. We can only cushion it for a throw just in front of Sean Thomas and John Woodward's dugout. Throw up line towards Tyler Haddow. His header across towards Shipman is easily collected by Higginson. Shipman was out of position. And Tong, as Coleshill look to regroup. Letford floats over Letford and onto the head of Guest. Swept aside by Callum Woodward. Here's to Mulder. Woodward again. Shipman's onside. Is he? No. The flag is eventually raised just as Shipman gets going into the box. Fenny will take the goal kick himself. Shipman staying up just in case. Away by Fenny. Ejingwele's up for it. Nodded on by Tompkinson. Half-volleyed clearance by Callum Woodward. Looking for Tyler Haddow. Hendrickson brought it down, but first the second is Matty Shipman. He's got Redhead in the area. But Shipman lets it run away from Hendrickson. Rolls it along the right touchline. Gets it back and clears out for the throw-in. Sphinx haven't got into the penalty area on many occasions, but they are having the majority of the possession, the majority of the attacking moves, so it's a promising start from the boys in red and navy. We'll see the necessary change from their sky blue and white kits against Coleshill, who are in white and blue themselves. Haddow, who was looking for a bit of a Robin van Persie strike there, chesting it down and just whacking it towards the net. Has it gone out for a throw-in, I believe? I think it has. Indeed, it will be a throw-in right in the corner. So Sphinx can snatch the ball here, and Coleshill will be in a whole world of trouble. Tong looking for Letford. Letford turns and chips it away from Guest. Now the break is on. Tompkinson looking to play it around William Ejingwele. Ejingwele's got the pace to beat Cowley to the punch and tap it out on this near side. Level with the penalty area will be a throw-in for Coleshill Town. Yet to have an effort on goal. But as any footballer will tell you, it's all about quality, not quantity. Letford receives left side of the box. Covered up by Guest. Light one into the box, and it was a swing and a miss by Watchman. Easy pickings for Keelan Fallows. Quick distribution towards Shipman, nodded up by Higginson, who can bring it down. Higginson nods it on again. Tompkinson receives from Fitzgerald. Watchman. Surrounded by red shirts and loses out. Haddow taps it onto Redhead. Looking to square it for Matty Shipman. Shipman lunged in and gets the free kick as well, as it for a moment looked like Redhead could be free down the left-hand side, but the advantage was called back upon, and Sphinx will go again from the free kick to be taken by Callum Woodward. Woodward gets up the far post across the face of goal. The offside flag is raised. Guess with his head in his hands. It looked like the Coleshill defence might just have had that one cleared. Guess looking dangerous today. He's always a threat when it comes to set pieces with his size and stature. Fenny has been by far the busier two goalkeepers so far, and Guest using his size and stature that time to bring down Letford from behind. Free kick Coleshill just into the Sphinx half. It is going to be a delivery from Tompkinson. Floated in by Tompkinson. It's Guest who atones for the foul by heading it away, and Shorrock high into the sky, looking for Tyler Haddo. Hendrickson with a crucial header to keep it away from the former Barwell man. Now on the right with Washburn. Dainty. Slipped it through to no man's land, but no man was there to collect it. William Edginguay lets it roll out for the goal kick. I think he was hoping that Letford was making chase, but not to be. Sizable away contingent here, supporting Coventry Sphinx in one of the more local fixtures of the season. You're right in saying that only Bedworth United are closer geographically to Coventry Sphinx in the league this season. And of course, you can't get much closer than Bedworth, it's right on the border. Haddo, the flag stays down, there's calls for Haddo to be offside, turned away. The shot turned away by Lewis Fenny as Haddo looked to send it across the keeper and into the far bottom corner. How he'd love to sign his Sphinx career with a goal. At the other end of the park, Shark's got to deal with that one under pressure from Tompkinson, and the angle closed off. But there was a deflection off Tompkinson on the way through. I don't think Coleshill realised. They were all set to take the throw themselves, and Tompkinson pleading his case to the linesman. Obviously from this area of the park, it's difficult to say whether the liner was right, but he's got the best view of it. Redhead looking to poke it through the back line for Tyler Haddo, and Haddo forces the clearance by Higginson. He's causing all manner of issues for the Coleshill back line. And we're going to need another match ball here as it was hooked out on that far side of the field. And we have now got another match ball, and it's quickly taken that throw in by Shorrock. Woodward plays it back to him, and the boot in by George Washburn, taking out Finley Shorrock on the run. Whistle quickly blows. And it's another free kick, and eventually these free kicks given away in dangerous positions could well cost Coleshill. Woodward standing over it. The likes of Guest, Edginguay and Shipman in there. It's Woodward towards Guest! Nodded down and tipped over! Fenny with an unbelievable save! Guest thought he'd got that goal wrapped up! Well, 9 out of 10 goalkeepers in this league would not make that save. That is brilliant from Lewis Fenny. You'll certainly want to see that one back. Taken short by Woodward. Now the referee has asked for the kick to be taken again. I think one of the players was off the field. And now that short option, the red has been closed off by Tompkinson, so Woodward's going to have to go more conventional here. It's towards Shipman at the far post. Shipman! This time Sphinx have gone in front! Matty Shipman's header beyond Fenny, whose heroics couldn't save Coleshill on this occasion. An unbelievable save from the goalkeeper, kept Guest's header out just a minute ago, but could do nothing from the clean contact of Shipman's bonce. The opening goal has been coming, and deservedly so it goes to Sphinx on 22 minutes. Matty Shipman back among the goals. And the game is kicked off with Tyler Haddo in the Coleshill end of the park. The referee says, come on, let's get on with it. And confirmation there from the stadium announcer, Matty Shipman putting Coventry Sphinx in front, and Shipman immediately on the front foot again, trying to dispossess Tom Perkins, and he's got the throw-in out of it. Level with the penalty on the right-hand side, Matty Shipman making a massive impact. And Ashton DeMulder with ball in hand. I think he's going to leave it for Percy. Indeed it is. So Joe Percy. DeMulder offers his services, but he's going to go long towards Shipman. Tong beats in mid-air and flicked on by Tompkinson. Washbourne's header. Couldn't make it to Letford and punted back to the goalkeeper, Keelan Fallows, who's, apart from a gather at the near post, has had nothing to do so far. Halfway through the first half, we're on the Coventry Sphinx YouTube channel, and so far it's Sphinx leading. Hanno could be through here for the second, but Higginson got there first, and Hanno barging in from the side concedes the free kick in Coleshill's penalty area. So Fenny with the free kick, I should say. Sends it high towards Tompkinson. Beaten mid-air by Woodward, but Tong first in the seconds. Along the left touchline looking for Cowley. Turned away by Woodward, but it will come back with Fitzgerald. Volleyed over to Washburn. Taking on Castellano. Castellano holding him off well. Out wide once again with Fitzgerald. Can he beat Shorrock? Hooked in for Letford. It's over Letford. Woodward tried to clear. Who got the final touch? And that was struck towards the net by Washburn. And it's going to be a call to the deflection. Took it wide. Washburn steaming in. As Woodward tried to scramble the ball intended for Letford out of the box. "25 minutes gone. Coleshill 0, Coventry Sphinx 1, but now Coleshill seemingly have woken up after that Matty Shipman opener. Set piece in from the right. Good strong header by Lewis Guest. Out as far as Dainty, the former Sphinx man, into a crowded penalty area. Fallows lost it momentarily. Hooked back in and headed out by Castellano. It looked like Fallows was bringing that ball down, but it bounced out of his hands. Didn't see if a Coleshill man knocked it out. I'm not entirely sure. It was a sea of bodies in the way of Keelan Fallows. And again, Shorrock's header at the near post. Shipman barged off the ball by the big meaty centre-back Dom Perkins. Chipped in for Letford. Struck towards the net by Washburn. It's pinballs out to Matty Shipman. Now Shipman going to beat Dom Perkins in a foot race. Rolls past Haddo, and it was Hendrickson collecting ahead of Jack Redhead. Tompkinson. It's with Cowley. Great side challenge in by Percy. Kept alive by Tompkinson. He was trying to play an ambitious ball over the back line to Tong, but it was too powerful for the left back to reach. Harbour Town 2-0 up against Coventry Sphinx's relegation rivals Gresley Rovers. And Cambridge City are also around the drop zone, are beating Walsall Wood by 1-0. Here's Castellano. Haddo, is he coming from an offside position? Linesman says no, and Haddo's got the ball ahead of Tonke, square for Shipman, rolls across the face of goal, but it should be collected on the far side by Redhead. It is, he's closed off by his old teammate Dainty. Cuts it inside for Woodward. His low ball is blocked by Tompkinson. But DeMulder trying to prevent Coleshill from getting out of the danger zone. It's now free with Tong on the left-hand side, followed by DeMulder. Whips it towards the box. Header out by Guest. A thunderous volley away by Joe Percy. Dainty playing in central midfield. Fitzgerald. Now with George Washburn. Hendrickson making the overlap. Vidal Hendrickson. And it's a low ball straight into the grasp of Keelan Fallows. Kozlov certainly looked more dangerous since the opening goal. But that won't follows any issues. Volleyed on by Keelan Flies towards Shipman. Beaten mid-air by Higginson. First the seconds is Cowley. Forced back to his own goalkeeper though by Callum Woodward. And it's a poor clearance by Lewis Fenny. Woodward, it's zipping onto the crossbar! An audacious effort from the Sphinx captain, denied by a lick of paint. Fenny scuffed his clearance. It rolled to the feet of Callum Woodward, who had no hesitation. Well, the changes so far for the Sphinx have worked. 5 of them from the defeat to Sporting Council by 3 goals to 0 a couple of weeks ago. Of course, the last 2 games against Harborough and Loughborough have been postponed due to frozen pitches, much like many clubs around the leagues. Thankfully, we have a side to warm up just a tad. And even if it was freezing cold today, the game would still be on because we're on 3G here at Pack Meadow. One of our favourite places to visit. And Shipman's header into the path of Redhead, one-on-one and another fine save. Fenny absolutely furious that Redhead was allowed through. It was a great strike from Jack Redhead, destined for the bottom corner, but the palms of Lewis Fenny denied him. If not for Fenny, Sphinx could already be out of sight. Excuse me. Of all the professions to have a cough in, commentator is not a good one. And Jack Redhead has gone down after that strike. And Redhead has had a bit of an injury issue this season. Let's hope that it's not a continuation of his frequent visits to the treatment table, but he's back on his feet as Callum Woodward drifts it in towards that near post, and it's brought down well by Lewis Fenny as Redhead's trying to run it off. And it's thrown out with Tong, covered up by Ashton de Mulder. Looking for the high ball to Letford, nodded away by Castellano, chested down by Dainty, who of course now plays for Coleshill again. Don Perkins at centre-back, Coleshill just calming things down. Dainty again. Back to Perkins, former Coventry United captain before his move to Bromsgrove Sporting. Tong, back to Perkins. Free for Letford. Challenged by Guest, takes it into the path of Castellano, but Tompkinson with the interception. Here's Letford, rolls it right, Tompkinson. He's got Washbourne with him. Into the area it goes and shepherded back to the goalkeeper by Lewis Guest. I think the free kick's been given against Letford for knocking Guest to the ground. Indeed it has. And this does not look good. Redhead has been trying to run it off, but it looks increasingly likely that Redhead is going to have to be taken off. I saw him hobbling away from the penalty area after that corner kick was taken, and he just did not look right. I was hazarded a guess that this is the end of Redhead's game, and that would be a real shame. That front three of Shipman, Haddo and Redhead have worked beautifully together. Seem to have a real understanding. And looking at the bench, if there was to be an attacking change, the two that come to mind would be either Alex Locke, who is primarily a centre mid but can play up front, or Leo Wood, who is a forward signed on loan from Solihull Moors. Also on the bench, defenders Callum Whiteside and James Bryson, and midfielder Luke Downs. A couple of updates on players missing from today's game. Jack Downs suspended. Jordan Hayward has a slight groin injury. He's here today supporting the lads, and Kyle Carey, who was subbed off against Sporting Council with a shoulder injury, has yet to recover from that issue with his shoulder. So we're hoping that all three players will be back in the Sphinx team very soon. And the only goals in the FA Cup so far come at Bramall Lane. Sheffield United 0, Brighton 2. Demolder from the free kick. Shorrock, chested on by Matty Shipman, and it's just shy of Tyler Haddo. Higginson clears the danger for now. Tomkinson asking a lot of Letford to get there, and Lewis Guest dealing with it well. Hooks out on this near side for a Coleshill throw, level with the penalty area. Tong thrown a new match ball. As Coleshill look to gain the momentum and end this first half on a high. They've got 12 minutes to find an equaliser plus stoppages. Callum Woodward denies the run of Chris Cowley into the box after another throw-in. Again, level with the penalty area. It's Tong once more with ball in hand. Looks for Letford. Over ball into the area. It's Castellano who cushions it to Callum Woodward. His clearance up to Shipman. Tripped and dragged down by Don Perkins. Taking one for the team there, Perkins. And Shipman was holding his head momentarily, but seems okay. About 10 yards shy of the halfway line. And Woodward, I think, is going to leave it for the vice-captain, Lewis Guest, who has come close to opening his scoring account for the season today, denied by Lewis Fenny, who's been in fantastic goalkeeping form. It's a great ball to Halliday, chests it down, and just another opportunity to strike by his old Coventry United teammate, Don Perkins. Bounces to the right with Demolder. I'm going to skip through the challenges. He had 3 Cole men on him, but has actually given the free kick away. Trying to bulldoze his way through. Tomkinson to Perkins, forced back to Fenny. That's a much better clearance than his last one, which nearly ended up in the back of the net through Woodward. Higginson under pressure from Shipman, gets it up towards Cowley. Right back towards Perkins. Perkins under pressure from Demolder. Tong, just in time, getting it away from Shipman. As Guest nods it out just from the halfway line, beating Letford to the aerial ball. 10 minutes to go. Coventry Sphinx leading Coleshill Town by 1-0. Higginson, the captain for Coleshill. Tomkinson making himself available, but the run being made down the right hand side by Hendrickson. Washbourne halts and holds the ball well, receiving it. Higginson. Tomkinson, Sphinx, little by little, forcing Coleshill back, and they're forcing back to Fenny. Great work from the Sphinx midfield. Fenny, awkward ball, but finds Perkins. Washbourne finds himself in the centre of the park. Cowley. Across to Dainty against his old side. Higginson through the middle. It's with Chris Cowley. Patient build-up by Coleshill. They're not going to rush this. Hendrickson. Sam Fitzgerald across now with Tong. Rolls it up and brings it down. Demolder steps in. And Tong has passed him out for the throw, and he felt the Demolder got a touch. Referee doesn't agree, and Sphinx will have the throw in deep into their own half. Matty Shipman with the opening goal for Coventry Sphinx. All that separates the two sides. Sphinx have been probably the better of the two teams since the Gold Coast have certainly woken up. Shipman's header on towards Tyler Haddo, the Sphinx debutant, forcing Higginson to launch it out on this near side, level with the penalty area on what will be the right wing for Coventry Sphinx. Good pressure on show from the former Barwell man. Hoofed in by Percy towards Matty Shipman. Nodded down by Perkins and swept straight out for another throw in virtually the same position. Percy ready for the Gunnarsson-esque run-up. Channeling his inner Rory Delap. Hoofed in. Shipman's up there. Nodded up by Shipman. He'll get a second crack at it. Bounces for Guest. Can he turn and shoot? Guest does turn and shoot, but doesn't find its way for a sea of bodies. I think it was Dainty who got the crucial block. Goes on looking to clear, but Joe Percy brings it back for the Sphinx. Edgingwele clears as far as Tong. And Tong tried to find Tompkinson on the left-hand side, but Alex Tompkinson couldn't quite keep within the confines of play. Stopped it, he thought, right on the line, but it just edged over, according to the referee. Quick update on Jack Redhead. He is back on the field. He is still playing. Wait to see if he comes out for the second half, however. Shipman tried to flick it on for Haddo, and again Perkins forced to clear. Out for a throw-in. We will be going off air for a quick break here on the Sphinx YouTube channel, so we'll just be muting the microphone for 10 minutes. Thrown easily dealt with by Higginson. The clearance up towards Letford, and he's got to the ball before Edgingwele. Letford is beyond Edgingwele. Sharks back, trying to keep him at bay, and the free kick is given. Edgingwele and Letford going head-to-head. Edgingwele dragging Letford down. Letford got back to his feet, took on Sharrock, but Sharrock able to dispossess him, so the advantage ended there. So the free kick now to be taken by Tompkins, who's got Fitzgerald next to him. Coleshill snatching equaliser in the closing stages of the first half. It's going to be Fitzgerald lining up the effort. Fitzgerald, he was looking for the spectacular, but only finds the trees. Goal in the FA Cup. Leeds have scored against Plymouth. They lead by 1-0. Loughborough 1, Rugby 1, and Walsall Wood have just equalised at home to Cambridge City. We'll of course go through the half-time scores before we go off there for half-time. Tong. It's a high one towards Letford. Awkward bounce past Joe Percy, but Lewis Guest with no nonsense defending clears up towards Shipman, being held by Perkins, but finds Woodward. Slips it down the right-hand side. Jack Redhead covered up by Tong. Haddo's waiting in the centre of the penalty area. Woodward floats it towards Tyler Haddo. And now Shark's going to have a go! And what a go it was! Finley Shark doubling Sphinx's lead. A team transformed after a tough opening month to 2024. Finley Shark curling it home. Simply sublime. Well, he's been garnering Instagram fame recently with his ice baths. And that was a nice, cool finish from Finley Shark. Coventry Sphinx lead by 2-0.
Second goal for Coventry Sphinx, scored by number 3, Finley Shark, in the 40th minute.
It's looking good for the Sphinx, but don't count your chickens just yet. There's another 50 minutes of football still to go. And Guest steams in with a challenge on Letford. To Castellano. Pinballing through the midfield, eventually forced to Tompkinson. Now Fitzgerald. Woodward with the interception. Skips past Tompkinson. Now looking for Tyler Howe along the left-hand side. Beaten to the punch by the right back, Hendrickson. Plays a 1-2 with Fenny. Fitzgerald pirouettes away from Callum Woodward and rolls it left now with Tong. Coleshill got to go some to try and get at least something in the bag before half-time. Try and make life easier in the second half. Cowley's delivery. Toe poke away by William Edgingwele. Castellano. His clearance towards Tyler Haddo, and Haddo chips it along the right-hand side. Shipman's onside, but he runs it into touch. Under pressure from Don Perkins behind. He makes his apologies. It was a good ball from Haddo, who's certainly found his feet. Tom rolls onto the chest of Cowley. Followed on towards Letford, but it's easy pickings for Gueston. Edgingwele. Woodward. Shipman, has he stayed onside? Yes, he has. It's beyond Perkins. Can he get the shots away? Shipman. Perkins doing just enough. A little tangle of legs between striker and centre-back, allowing Fenny to latch onto the loose ball. And Perkins is staying down. Don Perkins, formerly of Bromsgrove Sporting and Coventry United, to name a couple. Former Coventry United captain. And Perkins is back on his feet. We'll get the last couple of minutes of this first half played before the half-time break. And the Sphinx supporters certainly seeming as if they're enjoying themselves behind Lewis Fenny's goal. The question is, will they be enjoying themselves as much at the full-time whistle as they will at the half-time? Shipman battling through the back line, shrugs Don Perkins aside, sets up Tyler Haddo! But there was Hendrickson between him and the ball, and Hendrickson held him up, again allowing Fenny to end the danger. Last minute of normal time. Fitzgerald. Coleshill pushing on one last time before the break. George Washbourne. Space on the right for Tomkinson. Plays it back to Washbourne. Trying to steady himself with the strike, perhaps. No, squares it for Letford. Cushion for Fitzgerald. Took the deflection on the way through. And I think it was Callum Woodward who dived down to make the block from George Washbourne. Goes out for the corner kick. And Coleshill will have another opportunity. We're asking which side the corner should be taken. They are now being told it's on the left side. Coventry Sphinx more interested in defending the set piece. Cowley. Looks for Perkins, header away by Woodward, who's having a good strong game today. Oh, that was a good strong tackle. Oh, and Woodward takes a tumble from Don Perkins. It was certainly a meaty challenge from the Coventry Sphinx skipper. Perkins then steams in, knocks Woodward to the ground. And Woodward saying it was a great tackle. I was assuming the Coleshill players disagree with that sentiment, as Alex Tomkinson remains in a heap just outside the penalty area. Well, no doubt it's a free kick. But will there be any further punishment for the Sphinx captain? Referee takes the name of Callum Woodward, but what colour will the card be? It's a red card. Callum Woodward is sent off for the challenge on Tomkinson. And Coventry Sphinx, who look to be heading into half-time in complete control, have just been reduced to 10 men. The referee now talking to Don Perkins, who will receive a yellow card. Callum Woodward is dismissed for that leaping challenge in on Tomkinson. And this has certainly put the cat amongst the pigeons. Well, it could go from bad to worse for Sphinx if Coleshill can score from this free kick, which will surely be the last action of the first half. Tomkinson is okay to continue. And Woodward's having a few angry discussions with a member of the Coleshill coaching staff, I believe. Oh, Fitzgerald is going to get this free kick taken as soon as Woodward leaves the field. He's certainly a character, is our Woody. Woodward gets the applause of the Sphinx fans. He doesn't get the applause of the Coleshill fans. And I can't say I'm surprised. Now we will get the free kick taken in what will likely be the final action of the first half. Washbourne and Fitzgerald. It's going to be Fitzgerald, strikes it straight to the head of one of the Sphinx defenders in the wall. Referee checks the watch. Fitzgerald charged down by Castellano. Tong floats it into the danger zone again, edging Guele's header out, looking for Dainty. Redhead got there first, and now the referee blows the whistle for half-time. It was looking so good for Coventry Sphinx. They were in control on the score sheet at least, but that red card for Callum Woodward has opened this game wide open for the second half. Half-time score here at Pack Meadow, knee pitching in Northern Premier League Midlands. Coleshill Town 0, Coventry Sphinx 2. And before we get into the half-time break, let's take you quickly through the half-time scores around the ground. And the pitching in Northern Premier League Midlands. AFC Rushden Diamonds 0, Sutton Coldfield 0, Anstey Nomads 0, Shepshed Dynamo 1, Boldmere St Michael's 0, Hinckley LRFC 1, Corby Town 0, Spalding United 0, Harbour Town 3, Gresley Rovers 0, Loughborough Town 2, Rugby Town 1. Swanton Castle 0, Quorn 1, and Walsall Wood 1, Cambridge City 1. So those are the half-time scores from around the grounds. We're going to go into now a 10-minute half-time break. We'll just be muting the microphone for the next 10 minutes. So join us here at 4 o'clock for the exciting conclusion of this match. Second half of this pitching in Northern Premier League Midlands about to begin. Coleshill Town, Coventry Sphinx 2, the half-time score, and there is a substitution at half-time with Jack Redhead injured in the first half. He has been withdrawn and will be replaced by Luke Downs in a certainly more defensive substitution than likely we would have seen before the dismissal of Callum Woodward. Now, it depends on who you ask when it comes to their opinions on what's happened. There was a challenge in on Tompkinson. Some believe that he got the ball, some aren't too sure. Of course, we'll have to have a look at the replay to be certain, and the highlights will be out tonight here on the Coventry Sphinx YouTube channel. So make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to be notified as to when we go on air with those highlights. Right, second half to come. It looks like Gio Dainty's going up front now for Coleshill Town, former Coventry Sphinx man, of course, and we are underway. Coleshill will have the numerical advantage for the entirety of this second half. It's back to the Wolves job for Coventry Sphinx. Letford, chest control. Cowley, Fitzgerald, little tangle with Finley Shark on the edge of the area in the D outside the box. I'm not sure there was an awful lot that Shark could do about that. He had his back turned to the Coleshill man. But it will indeed be a free kick and well within shooting range. If anything, it's the perfect place to have a free kick. Sphinx setting up the wall. They know what's ahead of them in this second half. They're going through it without, not only without their captain Callum Woodward, but also they are a man down. Who will it be to take the free kick? Fitzgerald and Cowley are the likely options. It's almost like there's two walls for Coventry Sphinx. There's the main one with Shipman down, Sharrock and edging away. There's another one next to it. And it looks like it is going to be Cowley to take aim. Plays it short, Cowley. And it's a tame effort from the Coleshill number 11. Driven straight at Fallows, but without any real power on it. Fallows. Looking for Matty Shipman, and Shipman caught on the head by Dom Perkins. There's been a real battle between those two so far, and I dare say it's going to continue. Free to be taken by the former Coleshill man, Ashton Demona. I would dare say that it is too far out for a strike at goal, but certainly well within range to find the teammates. Towards Shipman. Higginson finds Hendrickson. They're trying to get it away, but they have done now with Higginson. Letford heads it on and will try and chase to beat Edgingway to it. He will lose that particular race. Edgingway finds Castellano. DeMulder sends it over the back line, and Fenny has to come out and head it away from Haddo. Picks up Tong. Well worked by Lewis Fenny, the Coleshill goalkeeper. Washbourne. A twist and turn away from Luke Downs, who dragged onto the arm of the Coleshill number 7. Free kick to Coleshill Town. They are now deep into Sphinx turf towards the left side of the park. Taken quickly by Washbourne. Tong's delivery, headed up by Shipman, and Fitzgerald with an attempt striking it straight into the Sphinx defenders. Cannons out to Tompkinson. Fitzgerald. Now Dainty receives from Tompkinson again. Fitzgerald looking to cross it in from the right hand side, and Matty Shipman putting his body on the line to block. Hendrickson. Tompkinson back to Hendrickson. Taking on Shipman, who's playing almost as a de facto defender here. It's lofted up for Hendrickson. It's beyond the defenders who are in front of him, but no, it's a poor ball collected by Luke Downs. And the offside flag raised against Tyler Haddo, who was away down the left. And a blow for Coventry Sphinx's attempt to counter. Washbourne, both sides just trying to settle into a rhythm now. They had a very important second half. Tong. Just across for Washbourne. The edge of the area. It's a powerful strike by Cowley, but it won't worry Keenan follows a jot. So if you're just joining us here on the Coventry Sphinx YouTube channel, Coleshill Town 0, Coventry Sphinx 2. Goals from Matty Shipman and Finley Shorrock. But of course, Coventry Sphinx down to 10 men. Cannon Woodward dismissed in the closing minutes of the first half. Percy. He's lifted ball down the right side, headed back by Don Perkins. Crossfield ball finds Washbourne. Hendrickson racing up to be with him. Washbourne is going to go for glory himself and had Fallows darting over to the left, but it rolls into the side netting. Fallows taking his time. Perkins receives the goal kick. Tong now darting along the left-hand side, looking for Cowley, cut out by Joe Percy. Castellano drills it away. Perkins has to track back. And unopposed, he has the ball his feet deep into Coleshill's own territory. Tong receives. Now Letford. Tong. Hesitant approach there for Coleshill. Fitzgerald. Looking for a white shirt in the area, but straight into the grasp of Fallows.
Back on side now, boys.
Shipman, good chest control now, trying to sprint away from Higginson. Shoulder to shoulder with the Coleshill captain still going. Shipman now held up by Hendrickson, and Hendrickson knocks it out for the corner. Shipman with his back to goal, trying to turn away from trouble that gets the set piece. Sphinx are taking their time here, as you would expect. They just want to get through this second half as quick as they can. Demulder on set-piece duty. Towards that far post, and good punch from Fenny, keeping it away from the head of Lewis Guest. And now Downs has got to try and prevent Fitzgerald from racing away. Couldn't do so. And now Fitzgerald is racing towards the Sphinx back line with the ball at his feet, looking for Gio Dainty, cut out by Finley Shorrock. Wasted opportunity for the Colemen. And on the other end of the field, it's lofted up towards Tyler Haddo. Shipman calling for it in the area. Can he get the delivery right? It's Haddo towards Matty Shipman, and nodded up and over by Shipman. It was a great delivery from Tyler Haddo. Great vision to spot Shipman. But Shippo just hit the ball with the wrong part of his head. Dainty goes on the march once again. Just shy of the centre circle is Higginson. Cowley. Now with Tong. Gets it in, deflected out for the corner. Well, it's down to Coleshill to rip the 3 points away from Sphinx. They may have the numerical advantage that Sphinx aren't going to roll over and let them have it. And the Coleshill faithful behind Fallow's net, hoping to see the net bulge. Fitzgerald hooks it up and in, but no, it's the whistle's already blown. Oh, I didn't hear the whistle blow, but apparently it did. It was a great finish, I must say, from Fitzgerald. Follows. Looks for Shipman. Heads on towards Haddo. And Haddo gets there. It's around Hendrickson. But Hendrickson will get to the ball first. And Fenny with a comfortable clearance. Higginson nods it to the right side. It's with Washbourne. Cutting in against Luke Downs. Spots Tongue in space on the left. Cowley. First time delivery. And no one home but Sherrock. Cleared as far as Dainty's dropped back into midfield. Tong. Looking to thread it through the Dainty, but interception made by Dainty's old teammate Joe Percy. Percy, his intended target was Haddo. Interception made on the halfway line by Dom Perkins. Tong. Alex Tompkinson, who was on the receiving end of that foul from Callum Woodward, which I saw Woodward sent off. Washbourne, like he was waiting for an opening to strike. Cross put in. Luke Downs keeps Coleshill at bay for now. Tompkinson, the space out wide for Hendrickson. Slices it wide in the near post. Sphinx have 34 minutes to hold on. Again, they lead by 2-0. But Coleshill will surely have a bit between their teeth in this second half. Shipman looking for a route down the left-hand side, cut off at the last minute by Hendrickson. And the clearance from Hendrickson charged down by the back of Tyler Haddo, who's having a great debut today. Hendrickson's throw. He's got to get this right. Fitzgerald backing into Sharrock. Over a kick by Dainty, but first the seconds is Guest. Guest punts it into the area. I think he was hoping that Shipman was ready to receive it, but it's into the hands of Fenny, who made some superb saves in the first half, which certainly limited the damage for Coleshill Town. Floating ball over to Hendrickson. Fitzgerald dropping deep. Blocked up by DeMolder and now finds Tompkinson. Tong, crossing opportunity for the left back. Tong's cross, volleyed away by Ejingwale, experienced centre-back signed from Bedworth United. Higginson drives on from centre-back. And great position to find Tong, rolls it across the face of goal. Sharrock collects it. And Coleshill were repeating it had gone out for a corner as it was controlled by Sharrock. Referee says nothing doing. But Coleshill will come back after Sharrock's clearance. Sharrock makes the block with Fitzgerald. He looked for Hendrickson. It's deflected out for a throw right in the corner. Taken quickly to Fitzgerald. Hendrickson. It's a high cross. And out for the corner kick. Cowley tried to get his bonce on it. It was Joe Percy meeting him in the middle.
Winning tickets on the orange. 846 to 850. 846 to 850.
And he goes to take the corner on the left-hand side is Cowley.
Today's raffle prize is a meat hamper, and it's been won by the well-known vegetarian Ian Wright.
And brought down well by Keelan Fallows. Good hands by the former Coventry City youngster. Has proved to be an absolute rock for Coventry Sphinx this season. Shipman bounces off of Matty Shipman with Higginson all over him from behind. Takes the throw in quickly. Washbourne switches the play, looking for Cowley. Percy's with him, but Cowley gets there first. Tongs filled that gap along the left and it's picked out well. Tomkinson forced back into Coleshill's half of the field with Dom Perkins. Washbourne looking to race through the midfield. Here's Letford. Advantage given. Sting the gloves of the near post, well held. Keelan follows with the Cowley with an ambitious effort. Follows just bouncing the ball, wasting more precious seconds. Half an hour to go. It's almost like a ticking time bomb, ticking down from 30 minutes now. Sphinx just want this game over and done with. They want the points, they want to go home. Coleshill have got 30 minutes to break down a 10-man team and give Craig Nichols the perfect start to his Coleshill career. The break down the left for Cowley, curtailed by Percy, deflected out for a throw-in, knocking on the door of the penalty area. Tomkinson. Tongs slide in by Joe Percy. Out right in the corner for the throw, and it halts Coleshill for now. Down line with Fitzgerald. Tongs with him, Fitzgerald tries the cross. Goes to the edge of the area, Castellano turns it away as far as Tomkinson. 1-2 with Hendrickson. Fitzgerald calls for it. It's into the centre of the penalty area, headed away by Guest. Tong, constant pressure from Coleshill. Look for Fitzgerald, but straight to the feet of Haddo, who floats it along the right-hand side for Matty Shipman. He's the wrong side of Dominic Perkins. Can he try and cut in from the right? Still going Shipman. Eventually Perkins does get the better of him. And it's out for a corner though. Shipman's won the corner kick. 5 players had a handful of shirts. Wasn't entirely sure who got fouled. Touch there was a little pirouette between Perkins and Shipman. But it was the former Bromsgrove man who tapped it over the line. A little handshake there between Perkins and Shipman, both of whom love and appreciate a good challenge. To Mulder. It's not the best of corner kicks. It's met at the near post by Tomkinson. Now Fitzgerald. Coleshill breaking out from their own penalty area. Hendrickson now about to enter Coventry Sphinx territory with plenty of room to utilise. Hendrickson sits it down the right. Tomkinson, if he can keep it in, he'll have a free chance to the cross. He does keep it in, but now it's closed down by Shorrock. Squares it for Washbourne. Taking on Castellano. Hendrickson. Tomkinson on the right. Cross is put in, a good header away by Lewis Guest. Hanno tries to nod it on only as far as Tong. Perkins, Coleshill looking to rebuild the attack. Tomkinson launches it in, nodded across, and the foul on Lewis Guest by Cowley. With his hands in the back of the stand-in skipper. And it's a good job the foul was given as Washbourne was waiting to receive the ball on this near side in prime shooting range. Follows. It's onto the feet of Dainty, his old teammate, and he can only volley it into touch. I think he was looking for Fitzgerald on the left-hand side. No sign of any further changes for Coventry Sphinx. If they do want to firm up the defence, they do have Callum Whiteside and James Bryson amongst the subs. You would have to think sooner or later they're going to go to a back 5. Sphinx making steady progress along the right-hand side and get a throw in about 15 yards, about 10 yards actually, into Coleshill territory. Percy looking for Shipman. Shipman gets his head in it. Can Hanno get there ahead of Perkins? No, he can't. Sorry, it was Hendrickson. Hanno raced across Hendrickson and took out the outstretched leg. And a little bit of fisticuffs there between Letford and Percy. Percy trying to prevent Letford from returning the ball to Hendrickson to take the free kick, and a yellow card has been brandished to who I don't know. Was it to Letford? Was it to Percy? I have no idea. It was probably that quick. I mean, the direction it was in, it was towards Joe Percy. Anyway, back underway again. That ball bounced onto the arm of Washbourne. Referee says nothing doing. I'm going to duck and dive his way into the penalty area. Washbourne's delivery and diving onto it, Keelan Fallows. Letford just a pace behind it. .25 minutes to go. Coleshill Town 0, Coventry Sphinx 2. And again, Sphinx down to 10 men since the latter stages of the first half. But Harrow can make it save. He's gone around the goalkeeper, but he struck it too wide. Ball still at his feet. Shipman goes for it and bobbles into the hands of Fenny. A softer touch around Fenny, and Hanno could have made this game safe. But Sphinx, at the moment, being reduced to playing on the counter. There's nothing else they can do. They've got to stay firm at the back. They can't leave themselves exposed. Washbourne to Cowley. In by Cowley. Flipped up rather than out by Guest. Luke Downs brings it down. Handball claims. Guest doesn't enough to hold up Letford. Play to Percy, who clears. Had to try to judge the bounce over Perkins, but Perkins able to get his bounce on that one. Cowley on the left side for Coleshill. Tong waited a little too long for that ball to come to him. Slide in by Percy, sends it back to Perkins. Sphinx inviting Coleshill to come at them. It's over Letford from Don Perkins, and again diving onto that loose ball is Keelan Fallows. Letford and Guest coming to blows in the aftermath. Referee just says get on with it, and Keelan Fallows, well, this would not be good news for Coventry Sphinx. They don't have a substitute goalkeeper on the bench. Fallows on the deck after diving onto that ball, maybe an awkward landing. Let's take you through the latest scores from the pitching in Northern Premier League Midlands with 23 minutes of normal time to go. AFC Rushden and Diamonds 0, Sutton Coalfield 0, Anstey Nomads 0, Shepshed Dynamo 1, Boldmere St Michael's 0, Hinckley LRFC 1, Corby Town 0, Spalding United 0, Harbour Town 4, Gresley Rovers 0, Loughborough Dynamo 3, Rugby Town 2. That's looking like a cracking game there. Sporting Council 0, Corn 2, and Walsall Wood 1, Cambridge City 1. And there's been a flurry of goals in the FA Cup. It's now Everton 1, Luton 1, Leeds 1, Plymouth 0, Leicester 1, Birmingham 0, and Sheffield United 2, Brighton 3. Still plenty of action left in this one, so I'm glad to report that Fallows is back on his feet and raring to go. And of course, as he is a goalkeeper, he doesn't have to leave the field after receiving medical assistance. And the substitution coming for Coleshill Town. It's Tong leaving the field. Oscar Tong replaced by Brett Lloyd. In what looks to be a like-for-like change on the left side. of the Coleshill back line. And from the drop ball, Fallows is going to take all the time that he can in distributing it. That delay due to Fallows' injury. We are back on the way, and Tyler Haddo has given away the free kick there as he flies over the head of Alex Tompkinson. And Haddo with a rough landing. Surprised he hasn't got aviation sickness after a landing like that. Seeing lower flying planes coming over Birmingham Airport. On the halfway line, it is going to be Tompkinson to float it in. Everyone up for Coleshill. Towards Higginson, header away by Shipman. Fitzgerald keeps it alive. Washburn covered off by Luke Downs. A poor touch from Fitzgerald. Takes it away from him, but he has found Hendrickson. Dainty forced away by his old strike partner Shipman. Dainty's cross nodded away by Lewis Guest. Lloyd plays the 1-2. Lloyd looking to get it in. Slap time! Gio Dainty! It is the unwritten law of football. You score against your old team. Gio Dainty halves the deficit, and with 20 minutes to go, we are set for a thrilling finale at Pack Meadow. Coleshill Town 1, Coventry Sphinx 2.
Coleshill Town. Number 4, Gio Dainty.
Well, now it really is backs to the wall. Coventry Sphinx have conceded. It was swept in by Gio Dainty from close range. And now Coleshill are going to be throwing everything at the Sphinx. Henriksson along the right-hand side, immediately back on the attack. Sharks lost his shin, but it's a high cross by Henriksson. Kept alive by Lloyd. Smashes it across the net, and Henriksson won't get to the seconds before they go out for the throw-in. Coleshill urged not to rush things. They've still got time. Well, time is their friend at the moment, and so are the numbers. Hendrickson comes the back of the Coleshill right back from Shark's throw, and Shark is going to just pace up to the ball. 18 minutes of normal time to go. Shark looking for Shipman. Nods it up, who will get to the seconds. Tompkinson, only as far as Castellano. Headed on by Higginson. Again, a head chase going on in the midfield. Brought down by Tompkinson. Now space to utilise for Lloyd. Drives up to Letford. Brett Lloyd again on the left-hand side. His crossing has already caused Sphinx a problem. Forced down line by Luke Downs. Tompkinson is headed across by Guest and picked up by Hendrickson, who's got Dainty behind him. But rolled into the one part of the area where there was no Coleshill player. And a little push by Higginson on Shipman's jump. Free kick given just into Sphinx's turf. And Coventry Sphinx are going to make a change, and it's Alex Locke coming on. And he will replace Ashton de Mulder. The former Coleshill Town man, online from Solihull Moors, makes his departure after a strong Sphinx debut. And the fans who use the cheer his name and I'm telling them to get off the field. And Locke, formerly of Rugby Town, will provide a little bit more strength, more presence in the centre of midfield. Can also play up front if need be. That's 2 of 3 changes made now for Coventry Sphinx.
Number 7, Ashton de Mulder, being replaced by number 14, Alex Locke.
The free kick by Shorrock. Going straight for the corner. Ironic cheers from the Coleshill faithful. It's straight out for the goal kick. You see what Sphinx are trying to do, but they didn't quite get it right. 16 minutes left. Coleshill Town 1, Coventry Sphinx 2. Hendrickson. A heads ball down the right, deflected by Shark, who squares it for Shipman. If Shipman can get past Perkins, he's got right through on goal. Matty Shipman somewhere in surely. He's done it! Races straight over to the Sphinx faithful. The 2-goal lead is restored. Matty Shipman may well have won the game for Sphinx. They were waiting on their opportunity. They're focused on defence in this second half, given the circumstances. But when given their opportunity, Shipman, like the incredible striker, the deadly striker that he is, picks his spot, sticks his laces through it, and sweetly sticks it into the bottom corner. Hearts may still be in mouths, but the heart rates have dropped slightly for the travelling Sphinx fans. Coleshill Town 1, Coventry Sphinx 3. And a change for Coleshill Town. It's Adrian Gayamira coming on for Sam Fitzgerald. A bit more pace up front for the Colemen. Well, football can be a cruel, cruel game sometimes, just when Coleshill was starting to believe. They'd cut the deficit to 1. They had a numerical advantage on the pitch. But Matty Shipman may have just torn that hope away from the home faithful. Hendrickson. Gayamira. Challenging by Shark, knocks it out off the Coleshill substitute. Shark throws to Downs. Back to Shark. Thunders that one upfield towards Matty Shipman. Higginson has to get there first and does. Knocks it to Don Perkins. Gayamira to Dainty. He'll be crucial in this second half for Coleshill. He's already got 1 to his name. Tompkinson driving up from the midfield. Curling cross. Header away by Guest. Matty Shipman cushions it for Locke. Looking to float it over for Shipman. Oh, he got his leg on it, but couldn't take it past Hendrickson, the right back. Gayamira into the centre with Tompkinson. Knocked over to Dainty. Cowley, his path blocked off by Percy. Lloyd to Tompkinson. Cowley again. Ejingwe with an unchallenged header clear of the box. Gayamira receives from Hendrickson. Looking for the 1-2. With the path closed off for the 2, so it's still with Washbourne. Don Perkins. Well, that's what you could probably call a defender's finish from Don Perkins. He's an absolute unit when it comes to headers, but strikes the goal, not so much. And I say that with love, Don, by the way. Myself and Don had some happy years at Coventry United together, but he's on the opposite team today, so until that whistle blows. Follows, looks for Shipman from the goal kick. Shipman gets the touch, but it's into the path of Tompkinson. Locke couldn't get there in time. Lloyd on the halfway line. There's another change coming for Coventry Sphinx. That'll be the final of the match, and you have to assume it's going to be defensive. Cowley, could bounce in the area behind Letford, but swung away. Lewis Guest doing the necessaries. Letford. Coleshill will just keep coming back and back and back for more, and they're going to have to. They're still 2 down. Tompkinson rolls it left. Cowley setting himself. Squares it. Washbourne. No, it's cut out by Luke Downs. Shipman wants it played through. It's on the right with Shipman. A more cautious run this time from Shippo. Racing down the right with his old sparring partner, Dom Perkins. Perkins tries to send it out off Shipman and does. Stops the ball on the line and just blasts it against Shipman. And it ricochets after the goal kick. Washbourne playing more century at the moment. Tompkinson. Gayamira wants it played through. Tompkinson holds it and rolls it left. Dainty, deflected cross. Sent high into the sky by Shark. It's crucially out of the box, but brought back to Coleshill territory. Tompkinson twisting and turning away from Ejenguele. Gayamira. Tompkinson is going to have a go here, similar to the strike from Finley Shark earlier on, but it was more central than the strike from Shark. And Fallow saw it coming all the way. Well, it looks to me as if James Bryson is the man coming on for Coventry Sphinx. He's stripped off and ready to go. Cowley darting towards the Sphinx back line. So with Dainty. Tompkinson. Hendrickson skips past Shark. Now Gayamira. Can they hold the deficit? Again, Gayamira with an ambitious 7 across the face of goal. And Cowley can't keep it in. Flashing across the net there from Adrian Gayamira. Surely intended as a cross. But for a moment, it looked like it may just be edging all the way in. Coleshill change, and it's Hendrickson leaving the field, racing over to be replaced by Luke Keane, former Bedworth United and Coventry United striker. The Sphinx change will wait for now. I'll surely make it next time the ball goes out of play. So it is going to be 2 up top now for the rest of the game for Coleshill, but have they left it too late? Gayamira. Looking to cut in from the right. Covered up by Shark, with a cross diverted away by Castellano. He's had a brilliant full debut for the Sphinx. Corner kick, and Gayamira is offering a short option for Cowley. It's not going to be taken. Towards that far post, and Matty Shipman doing the business at both ends, heading it clear at the far post, out for another corner. Well, Shipman's surely got to be a choice for man of the match. And actually, it looks like Callum Whiteside's going to be the man coming on. Taken short. Tompkinson. And what a goal! Coleshill have got one back. A stunned silence before the Sphinx faithful. And the Coleshill fans don't let themselves get carried away. But it is Washbourne who has given Coleshill some hope. With 7 minutes to go. And now's the time for Sphinx to park the bus. And is Alfonso Castellano who leaves the field, and Callum Whiteside on in his place. So with 7 minutes to go, it is Coleshill Town 2, Coventry Sphinx 3. And it just shows how crucial that third goal from Matty Shipman was. If not for that, Coleshill would be level, and I'd go for all 3 points. But now this is it. Both sides will end like this. No more subs. No more tactical marvels. They've got 7 minutes to slog it out for 3 crucial points. I don't need to remind you, Coleshill have 11 men, Sphinx have 10. Joe Percy with the throw-in. Deep into his own half, launches it up towards Haddo. It's past Haddo towards Shipman. Punted away by Perkins. And Guest ensures that Letford can't go any further along the left, and Coleshill scramble to get another match ball on the field. Lloyd. Everyone back now for Coventry Sphinx. No lone striker staying up for the counter. Well, in fact, no, Shipman is staying up. Higginson driving up. Washburn, is he going to go for a repeat performance? Steps inside to Lloyd. Gayamira. And nodded down by Letford. Into the hands of Keelan Fallows, who judged the bounce well. Into the last 5 minutes. Fallows' kick headed back where it came from by Tompkinson. Edging Gwele, nods it on towards Luke Downs. In the centre circle, it's Tompkinson who knocked it over again to Lloyd. A hopeful ball through the penalty area. Took a deflection on the way through for Letford. Too close to Fallows. And Letford is staying with him, not allowing him to waste all the time that he would have liked. There it goes from Fallows towards Alex Locke. But Gayamira comes away with it. Slips it through for Tonkinson. Edgingwele covers him off. And the challenge in by William Edgingwele, and it will be a corner. Not quite time for Lewis Fay to come up. The short option offered by Tompkinson. I think Washbourne's got to go conventional. Punch by Keelan Fallows. Every time the ball heads into that box, hearts are in mouths. It's out as far as Gayamira. Floated back in. Tyler Haddo's header out to Dom Perkins. Chip right for Cowley. Cowley's delivery and nodded over the goal. I think it was Guest who headed it over. 3 minutes of normal time to go. Can Sphinx hold on? Fallows crowded and fouled as it's headed over the bar. Free kick given in favour of Keelan Fallows and Coventry Sphinx. But one of the Sphinx mates, Matty Shipman, has gone down in the goal. Is taking a little time to get back to his feet, as is Fallows. And you will have to assume there will be a fair chunk of added time. John Woodward marshalling his players, the joint Coventry Sphinx manager. Fallows. Haddo beaten mid-air by Gio Dainty at the expense of a throw-in for Sphinx. And Coleshill can't be concerned with all that attack here where Sphinx have got the ball. They can't afford to falter at the back for a fourth time. Throws over Shipman towards Locke. The headed back right came from by Perkins. Now Coleshill can press on the gas. Letford in with a challenge on Callum Whiteside. Throw in to Coleshill midway into Sphinx territory. Here's Tompkinson. Rolls into the middle with Higginson. Lloyd in support. Everyone back for Sphinx. Higginson rolled up and strike by Tompkinson. Didn't get the clean contact he wished for. And it bobbles into the grateful grasp of Fallows as we are now about to enter the final minute of normal time. Fallows, it's towards Shipman. Good touch from Shipman, who's got Haddo on the right. Couldn't find him. You know that Haddo would have been going straight to the corner. Sphinx haven't had that opportunity. It's been non-stop pressure from Coleshill Town. Here's one of the goal scorers, their ex-player, Gio Daty, into the middle, and a crucial punt by Finley Shark. Knocks off one of his own players, but ensures that the Coleshill man didn't just sweep it into an almost empty net. Sphinx have got to stay switched on here, and the cross gathered at the near post by Fallows after the quick corner. This is one of the most nervy situations I find myself in a long time. Added time about to be announced. I hazard a guess it's going to be at least 4 minutes. Perkins header away from Fallows' kick. Haddo stabs it on. Into the path of his old teammate Perkins. Tompkinson, Gayamira on the right-hand side. 5 minutes of added time have just been announced. 5 minutes. Shipman, is he going for goal or is he going for the corner? He's around Higginson, needs support. Shipman going all the way to the goal. Matty Shipman takes it too close to Fenny. And Shipman stays on the ground. He knows if he managed to get it underneath Fenny, it would be game over. He thought his second goal of the game was the clincher, but Coleshill have come back for more. Tompkinson through the middle. Higginson, the centre-back. Back to Tompkinson. Is he going to go long here? No, we tried to put it on a plate for Washbourne, but it was cleared by Whiteside. 1 minute of added time gone. 4 left. Higginson chips it left for Lloyd. No one's leaving this one early, I can assure you. Lloyd. And the chance to strike for Luke Keane. Couldn't keep it down. Fizzes over that left corner of the goal. And Matty Shipman's gone down holding his knee. That is held back onto his feet by his adversary for the last 90 minutes, Don Perkins. Keelan Fallows taking every precious second that he can to take this goal kick. Sends it down the centre of the park towards Locke. Aerial duel won by Tompkinson. It's Shipman, barrels into the back of Gayamira. Free kick taken quickly by Perkins, who's now starting to struggle himself. Cowley. Because we're throwing everything at this attack. Lloyd. Looking for the right chance to strike it into the box. Lays it off for Tompkinson. Oh, and look for the through ball cut out by Locke. But Locke's clearance comes off the striker left, but it nearly fell into the path. Oh, I think it was Luke Keane up there. It's Sphinx who scramble it away. Cowley. Washbourne, prepared to strike. Washbourne curls it in, eyes on the post! The base of the post denies Washbourne from his second of the game, and an equaliser for Coleshill. They were that close. Washbourne, they're coming back. Cross goes through for the goal kick. Just flashed past the face of Guest, who's been leading this pack of Lions well in this second half after their captain Callum Woodward was dismissed. We've had 3 minutes. Keelan Fallows to swipe it away again. Flows it towards Shipman. Perkins gets his head in it, bounces past Locke. Gayamira tangles with Shorrock, throw in only, but it will be in favour of Gayamira and Coleshill. Oh no, it was a free kick. Now Gayamira. Cutting in the right fist over the back line. Did Follows keep it in? Did he keep it in? There is some confusion as to what's going on. Coleshill absolutely furious. Cowley now racing over to the linesman. And it has now been given as a corner. Lengthy delay. Follows had the ball in his hands as there was discussion between the referee and the linesman as to whether it had crossed before Follows got there. It has now been decided it will be a corner. Everyone is back for Sphinx. But they're not, Coleshill aren't putting Fenny up just yet. It's a deep one. It's headed up by Shipman. Keys up there, yes! And somehow it hasn't gone in. Did it hit the head of Finley Shark there? I don't know. It was a sea of red, navy and white. But crucially, it's stayed out. The 5 minutes have elapsed. The 5 minutes have ended. This is it. Make or break for Coleshill. I'm surprised not to see Fenny in there. Edging his header away. Dainty. Locked it in. Fire City coming all the way. Brings it down. That should be it, surely. The 5 minutes have elapsed. Keelan Follows has the ball in hand. He's just got to boot it as hard as he can and as far away from the goal as he can. Referee checks the watch. The 5 minutes have gone. But the game continues. Shipman. And that's it. The referee blows the whistle. And you can see what it means to Sphinx, who gave everything in this second half. They were without their captain, without their leader, and down to 10 men. And the second half was always going to be Coleshill chasing the game. They chased it well. But that third crucial goal from Matty Shipman is enough to see the boys over the line. And the defensive heart of this Sphinx team just could not be matched. The final score at Pack Meadow, Coleshill Town 2, Coventry Sphinx 3.